What's up, guys? Today I'll tell you how to stop freezing up and overthinking or dates. This is the major problem for many of the guys who don't really date too often, too frequently, because the more you date, the better you get, right? And the less those things bother you, the more experience you get, the wiser you get, because you know what to do when you start overthinking or you start freezing up, okay? It happens to everyone. It happens to me as well sometimes, but then again, I do have my arsenal of tricks, let's say. They're not really tricks, they're just stuff that you're ready for. Just the same like you would go for a job interview, you have to be ready for the date as well, right? The reason being, women expect you to lead, okay? And to be honest with you, society expects you, a man, to lead, right? And I expect you to lead too, right? You can do this by getting ready for the interaction, right? Getting ready for the evening, right? And listen, guys, I've been married, I've been in long-term relationships, short-term relationships, multiple relationships at the same time. I've been dating, and I know how does it feel when you just freeze up, you got nothing to say, and you just start to panic in your mind, okay? There is no need to panic. It's all good. It's all good, right? Hence, I've got my faithful notes with me, and we will start with number one, guys, is to get your questions ready in your head, okay? There's a bunch of questions that are good questions. They're not interview style questions. There are questions just opening up the entire universe of a conversation, okay? I'm gonna pop them up here because I did a separate video on them. And even now, when I go for a date, I always go through my few favorite questions, and I'm just, just for a refresher, really, just to remind myself what to ask, what's the cool questions to ask, because they're cool questions, man. Like, what is, how do you spend majority of your time? It's the big open-ended question, right? And it's just, it leads to many, many different avenues and you can pick up on. And then be ready, because you will get to ask the same question back, right? So get yourself ready for it. Get your answers ready. Think about your life, okay? It's an easy way to stop freezing up or just being overthinker on the dates. Next one, guys, is to talk about her. Guys, the whole premise of dating is to find out more about the other person, right? So you try to find out as much as you can about the other person to see if you guys fit each other, if you actually compatible together. Because if you don't ask those questions, if you don't know what's the other person's about, then how would you know? And it's important to know early than go into months and months of seeing each other, then the relationship, and then finding out it's actually not working because you're not compatible. So ask as much questions about her. Try to find as much about her as possible. What's her passions? What's she afraid of? That's a really, really good question. What are you afraid of? It's a really good question. Really good question. You'll see how what kind of interesting answers you get from people. It's an interesting question in general, right? So talk about her, ask as much as you can about her, and then ask the question, and then follow up the question based on what she said to you, right? So just go deeper, dig deeper and deeper and deeper, okay? And I always say, if I ask a personal question, I'll ask the question, and then I will say, hey, listen, if you don't feel comfortable answering, that's fine, just say skip, whatever, okay? So you're giving her a chance to not answer the question if the question is too personal, because that might happen. She might not be ready for you asking a certain question, and that's absolutely okay, right? Next one, guys, is to recall the previous conversations. So if it's a date number 2, 3, or 4, try to remember before you leave your house, what was the chat before? What was she telling you about? What was her plans for the week? So the week just ended. and you guys see each other again. So because it's important, like even with my friends, if they ask me, hey, how did the thing went on Monday? And I'm like, I'm always impressed because someone remember, right? If someone remember, it means someone cares. And I don't want you guys to fake anything, right? Because if you're not interested in that person, just move on. But if you are interested, then you should be able to remember things, right? You should be able to be interested enough to remember what she was doing, what she was planning to do, how the things go, etc. Okay? So ask about that. Next one, guys, is to, if you're freezing up, overthinking mostly, it's maybe because you try to impress, right? You try to impress by talking about yourself, by your achievements. Don't go that way though. Let your achievements, yourself come out naturally. Don't try to impress. Don't try to go, you went holidays here and holidays there. You did this, you did that. It doesn't come across as genuine, right? It doesn't, okay? To impress someone is never a good thing. And this is sometimes when you get the awkward silence because you said something and she's like, I honestly got nothing to say about it because it's a bit awkward, right? When you try to impress. Don't try to impress anyone in your life, right? Let people that you care about find out about your achievements later on in life, okay? Because they will come out organically. Next one, guys, is to be curious. Curiosity is the best, in my opinion, curiosity and drive is the best two traits that a human can have. If you're a curious person, you would ask the question, you would try to find out more. You try to find out more about the surroundings that you are with this girl, right? Like everything, just trying to be as curious as possible. If there is a barman behind the bar and he's doing something unusual, ask him, what is he doing, right? Be curious, always be curious, because you never know when you would need that kind of knowledge. It opens up your horizons on what's out there and how people live their lives, okay? And that's so important. Even if the date that you're with just now, you might not end up in a relationship with her, but you would learn something from her, and that's very valuable though, very valuable. Next one, guys, is to keep it playful, right? If you keep things playful, you won't be overthinking. You won't freeze up, right? So try to tease a little bit, try to nag a little bit, okay? Try to do some comparison on her, right? Try to be fun. Try to inject fun in the conversation and the interaction. You know, just be a fun person to, like, when you talk to her, think in your mind, is this fun for everyone, right? And if it isn't, then change trajectory. If you don't know how to change the trajectory, ask one of the questions that I put the link before, because they are like playful questions, they're open-ended questions. There are questions that open up a lot of possibilities to have fun with her, okay? And the last one, guys, is to not be afraid of silence. Silence is fine. If she sees that you can handle silence gracefully, with calmness, this is like, you get another 10 points on the score sheet, okay? Because she will see you're not panicking about the silence. Silence sometimes is fine. Sometimes inject silence in purpose. Just like this, that's a pause, but inject a little bit of silence. Man, it's okay to be silent. You don't have to talk all the time. You don't. You honestly don't. You know, and then if there's this little silence and you feel it's a bit awkward, hold it for a little bit longer and come back to those really cool questions that I pointed out earlier on, okay? Listen, guys, it's all in your head. It's all in your head. Remember, you did a majority of the job by getting her onto a date, right? Now it's all about the preparation before the date, just the prep. Go through those things. So get your question right, talk about her, recall previous chats, don't try to impress, be curious, keep it playful, and don't fear silence. And those are the keys. Those are the keys to a good time for you and for her. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.